Do you ever walk through your home and notice how certain pathways have become narrower, or wonder why finding everyday items takes longer than it used to? For many seniors, what starts as a simple accumulation can quietly evolve into barriers that threaten the independence they've worked a lifetime to maintain. Yet here's the eye-opening reality. Most older adults unknowingly fall into the same 8 decluttering traps that actually make their homes less safe and their daily routines more stressful. In this video, we're exploring 8 critical decluttering mistakes seniors make, and, more crucially, how to correct 99% of them. From keeping items that create hidden dangers to organizing systems that work against aging bodies, each mistake silently compromises the freedom to live comfortably and safely at home. By understanding these patterns, you'll discover that decluttering transforms from an overwhelming chore into a powerful tool for preserving your independence and enhancing your quality of life. Stay with us until the end, because you'll not only learn to sidestep these costly mistakes, but also master simple strategies that restore safety, accessibility, and genuine peace of mind to your living space. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Retaining items that create invisible safety hazards. One of the most dangerous mistakes seniors make is keeping objects that seem harmless, but actually pose serious safety risks. These might include decorative rugs that slide easily, electrical cords that snake across walkways, or stacks of magazines near frequently used chairs. While these items may serve a purpose or hold meaning, they can transform familiar spaces into accident zones waiting to happen. The underlying issue stems from what researchers call familiarity bias. We become so accustomed to navigating around obstacles that we stop seeing them as dangerous. Environmental psychology studies show that adults over 65 are particularly vulnerable because declining peripheral vision and slower reaction times mean they have less margin for error when encountering unexpected obstacles. Consider Rosalind, an 82-year-old who kept a beautiful Oriental runner in her hallway for over 30 years. She'd grown so used to stepping over the slightly curled corner that she forgot it was there. One evening, when reaching to answer the phone, she caught her toe and fell, breaking her wrist. After removing the rug and similar hazards, she realized how much easier and safer moving through her home had become. The solution involves conducting regular safety audits of your living space. Walk through each room and identify items that could cause trips, slips, or falls. Consider whether decorative elements truly enhance your life enough to justify potential risks. Creating clear, obstacle-free pathways isn't about sacrificing beauty. It's about ensuring you can enjoy your home safely for years to come. Number 2, accumulating backup items beyond practical need. Another common mistake is stockpiling multiples of everyday items far beyond what's actually useful. This might mean having a dozen towels when 6 would suffice, keeping every spare button and safety pin ever collected, or maintaining 3 working vacuum cleaners. While having some extras provides security, excessive duplicates create storage problems and make finding the right item increasingly difficult. This behavior often stems from experiences of scarcity earlier in life, creating what psychologists term resource hoarding. Research indicates that adults who live through economic hardship develop strong compulsions to waste nothing and prepare for future shortages. However, this once adaptive strategy can become counterproductive when storage space becomes cluttered and daily functioning suffers. Take Clarence, a 76-year-old who maintained 17 working flashlights throughout his house. Each power outage reinforced his belief that more was better. Yet when the lights actually went out, he'd spend precious minutes searching through cluttered drawers to find any of them. After reducing his collection to 4 strategically placed flashlights, he found he could locate them instantly and felt more prepared, not less. The key is distinguishing between reasonable preparation and excessive accumulation. For most items, having 1 in use and 1 backup provides adequate security while maintaining organization. Focus on quality over quantity, keeping the best versions while releasing duplicates that add clutter without adding genuine value. If you're still following along and discovering these insights helpful, please comment number 2 below to show you're engaged. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and activate notifications so you won't miss future videos. Your support enables us to continue producing quality content that educates and empowers you. Now, let's continue. Number 3, allowing paperwork to overwhelm living spaces. Mountains of financial statements, medical records, warranties, and correspondence represent one of the most pervasive forms of senior clutter. Many older adults retain these documents from fear of needing them someday or uncertainty about what's truly important. Over time, these paper piles grow into towers that consume surfaces and create stress every time you look at them. The problem transcends mere organization. It affects mental clarity. Neuroscience research demonstrates that visual clutter increases cortisol production, the stress hormone that impairs decision-making and memory. When every table and counter holds stacks of papers, your brain expends energy processing irrelevant visual information, leaving less mental capacity for activities you actually enjoy. Think about Gladys, an 85-year-old who kept every medical bill and insurance explanation she'd received in 2 decades. Her dining table disappeared under paper mountains, and she'd grown anxious about having guests because she felt embarrassed. With help from her nephew, she learned which documents truly needed retention and created a simple filing system. Gladys later described feeling like she could breathe again in her own home. The solution requires learning what documents actually matter. Generally, keep current insurance policies, recent tax returns, active medical records, and important legal documents. Most other paperwork can be discarded or digitized. Create designated spots for incoming mail and process it regularly rather than letting it accumulate. This isn't about eliminating your history. It's about preserving your peace of mind and mental energy for things that genuinely matter. Number 4, maintaining items for hypothetical future scenarios. A widespread decluttering error involves keeping objects with the justification, "I might use this eventually." These could be exercise equipment gathering dust, kitchen appliances that haven't been touched in years, or craft supplies for projects that never materialized. While these items once represented hopes or interests, they now consume valuable space while rarely serving their intended purpose. The psychology behind this relates to optimism bias, our tendency to overestimate the likelihood of positive future events. Seniors may hold onto items representing activities they hope to resume or skills they plan to develop, even when physical or practical realities make this unlikely. This emotional investment makes releasing items feel like abandoning dreams rather than making practical choices. Consider Bernice, an 84-year-old who kept a sewing machine and fabric collection in her spare bedroom despite not sewing in over a decade. She maintained this setup because sewing had once brought her joy and she hoped to return to it. Finally, she donated the supplies to a community center where they'd be actively used. Rather than feeling loss, she felt relief at reclaiming the space and joy knowing her materials would create new projects for others. The solution involves an honest assessment of current capabilities and interests versus future aspirations. Ask yourself whether you've used an item in the past year and whether you realistically will in the coming year. This doesn't mean giving up on all future possibilities, but rather focusing on those that align with your actual lifestyle and physical abilities today. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating quality content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5, postponing decluttering decisions due to emotional overwhelm. One of the most significant barriers seniors face is the sheer emotional weight of making decisions about possessions accumulated over a lifetime. When faced with rooms full of belongings, each with its own story and significance, the task can feel impossibly large. This leads many to avoid the process entirely, telling themselves they'll address it later while the situation grows more overwhelming. The neurological reality is that our brains have limited decision-making capacity. Research shows that when faced with too many choices simultaneously, we experience decision fatigue, leading to avoidance or poor choices. For seniors dealing with items that trigger powerful memories, this mental exhaustion occurs even more quickly, making the whole process feel emotionally and physically draining. Think about Theodore, an 88-year-old widower who hadn't touched his wife's belongings 2 years after her passing. Every time he considered sorting through her things, he felt overwhelmed and would retreat to another room. Finally, His daughter suggested they work together for just 30 minutes at a time. These short sessions allowed him to process emotions while making steady progress, transforming an impossible task into manageable steps. The solution lies in breaking the process into small, specific tasks rather than approaching it as one massive project. Focus on a single drawer, one category of items, or even just 10 objects at a time. Set a timer for short periods. Even 15 minutes makes progress without creating exhaustion. Each small success builds confidence and momentum, making the next session feel less daunting. Number 6, retaining possessions purely from guilt or obligation. Another mistake many seniors make is keeping items they don't use or enjoy simply because discarding them feels wrong. These might be gifts from well-meaning relatives, inherited items from deceased family members, or purchases that cost significant money but never brought satisfaction. These possessions occupy precious space not because they enhance life, but because releasing them triggers feelings of guilt or ingratitude. The emotional mechanism here involves what psychologists call loss aversion combined with social obligation. We're naturally wired to avoid losses more strongly than we seek gains, and when items carry emotional or social significance, this tendency intensifies. Many seniors were also raised with strong values about waste and gratitude, making disposal feel morally wrong even when keeping items serves no practical purpose. Take Minerva, a 79-year-old who kept a china cabinet full of dishes given by her sister-in-law, dishes she never liked and never used. She felt guilty about considering donating them because they were a gift, but they made her feel frustrated every time she saw them. When she finally gave them to a local charity, she discovered that the dishes brought joy to a young couple setting up their first home. This helped her realize that releasing unused gifts actually honors their intended purpose of bringing happiness. The solution requires reframing how you think about possessions and their meaning. Remember that gifts represent the love behind them, not the objects themselves. Inherited items honor relationships through memories, not storage. When you release possessions to places where they'll be appreciated and used, you're actually fulfilling their highest purpose rather than letting them languish unused. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating quality content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 7, lacking organized systems for essential items. A subtle but crucial mistake is failing to establish consistent locations for frequently needed objects. Without designated homes for items like keys, glasses, medications, or important documents, these necessities end up scattered throughout the house. The result is daily frustration, wasted time, and increased stress as simple tasks become scavenger hunts. The cognitive science behind this is straightforward. Our brains perform better when they can rely on established patterns rather than making constant decisions. When every item has a specific location, your mind can operate on autopilot for routine activities, preserving mental energy for more complex tasks. Without these systems, each misplaced item creates a small crisis that accumulates stress throughout the day. Consider Wilfred, a 73-year-old who spent at least 10 minutes every morning searching for his reading glasses. He'd leave them by his bedside, on the kitchen counter, near his favorite chair, or countless other locations. After establishing a simple system, a small dish by the front door and another by his bedside, he eliminated this daily frustration entirely. The time saved and stress avoided made his mornings significantly more pleasant. The solution involves creating simple, logical stations throughout your home. Designate specific spots for keys, glasses, mail, medications, and other daily necessities. Use containers, hooks, or shelves that make returning items to their proper places effortless. The goal isn't a complex organization, but rather consistent, sustainable systems that work automatically once established. Number 8, keeping possessions based on fear of future needs. Perhaps the most psychologically complex decluttering mistake involves holding onto items not because they serve any current purpose, but because releasing them feels dangerous. This might mean keeping old clothing just in case, maintaining broken appliances because they might be fixable, or storing boxes of items you can't even remember. These possessions become security blankets that provide emotional comfort while creating practical problems. The psychology here centers on uncertainty avoidance, our natural discomfort with unpredictable situations. For seniors who've experienced significant losses, possessions can feel like insurance against future difficulties. Research shows that older adults often use objects as external memory aids and identity anchors, making disposal feel like losing parts of themselves or their preparedness for challenges. Think about Constance, a 77-year-old who filled her basement with items she might need someday, everything from old curtains to broken small appliances. These possessions provided psychological comfort, but made her basement unusable and created fire hazards. When she finally cleared most items, she discovered she felt more secure, not less. The open, organized space gave her room for activities she actually enjoyed and reduced the anxiety of maintaining so many unused objects. The solution requires shifting focus from hypothetical future scenarios to present-day reality. Trust that if you truly need something later, you'll find ways to obtain it. More importantly, trust that your future self deserves a home that supports current well-being rather than one cluttered by what-if scenarios. When you release fear-based possessions, you create space for experiences and activities that genuinely enrich your life today. Final thoughts. Decluttering isn't simply about achieving a magazine-perfect home. It's about creating an environment that supports your independence, protects your safety, and nurtures your well-being in the years ahead. Each mistake we've discussed today, whether it's maintaining safety hazards, accumulating excessive duplicates, avoiding difficult decisions, or holding onto items from guilt or fear, gradually erodes the quality of your daily life and can compromise your ability to age successfully in your own home. By recognizing these patterns and implementing gentle corrections, you reclaim control over your environment and gift yourself the clarity and comfort you deserve. The goal isn't perfection, but rather thoughtful choices that align your possessions with your actual needs and authentic priorities. So I'll ask you this: which of these mistakes resonated most strongly with your experience? Have you noticed any of these patterns in your own home or in the homes of people you care about? Recognition is the crucial first step toward positive change, and addressing these issues is more manageable than you might expect. Even modest adjustments, like establishing simple organization systems or releasing one fear-based item each week, can dramatically transform how you feel in your own space. Thank you for spending this time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment below sharing one insight you gained today and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your perspectives matter greatly to us, so please don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments provides us with tremendous motivation and inspiration. If you found this video helpful and informative, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support enables us to continue creating quality content to educate and empower you. We appreciate you watching and hope to see you again next time.